think the best advice that I can give now is to have an attitude of positivity.
Mhm.
Surround yourself with positive men and women that will encourage you. Um, Make sure that you are in church. Make sure that you are reading and studying the Word of God and going and just being in the presence of God.
Welcome to Sheila's Take, your go-to podcast for thoughtful insights on love, faith, health, fitness, relationships, and navigating today's challenges through a spiritual perspective. Join me, Sheila Dunbar, as we explore various aspects of life with a mindful and godly approach. Tune in for engaging discussions on all things meaningful and transformative. Welcome back to Sheila's Take. And on today's episode, I have a truly inspiring guest joining us, Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. Paul's early life was fraught with poverty, neglect, and tragedy. Despite facing these formidable challenges, his unwavering determination and faith propelled him towards earning a degree in business administration from Upper Iowa University. As a father of 4 adult children, Paul went on to share his remarkable story in his autobiography, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child, which garnered attention from Ebony magazine and led to appearances on prestigious shows like Travis Smiley, Tom Joyner, and Fox and Friends. So join me in welcoming Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. Welcome. How are you?
I am blessed, and I thank you for giving me an opportunity to come on your show and share a remarkable story.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Um, why don't you share with us how your challenging childhood experiences, including poverty and tragedy, shaped your resilience and determination?
Well, first of all, let me say this. I want to give credit to my mom and also my dad because my mother is the first woman to birth 21 children by my dad. 17 of us living today, 63 grandchildren, and
Wow.
87 great grandchildren.
Wow. Oh, all right.
It's a lot of
Wonderful.
kids. It's a lot of
Wonderful.
kids. It's a lot of us. So if you do the math, you will discover that my mother stayed pregnant for 15 straight years. She was remarkable. She to me, she won more championships than Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. She is truly a hero uh, because some of the things that she had accomplished in her life. So when you talk about poverty, neglect, yes, we did experience that in the Hunter family. But let me say this: the city of Racine, Wisconsin, the people in the community always came to our aid when
Mm-hmm.
we were in need. So I must give praise and glory to God for blessing, putting His hands upon people's lives to give to people who were less fortunate, like the Hunter family. But despite our neglect, poverty, we were determined to make it. And so people that are listening to this interview today, always remember to put your purpose above your circumstances because your circumstances
Mm.
does
Come
not
on.
dictate your future.
That's right. Oh, thank you so much for that. That is so true, you know. Now, now I know I asked that first question, but you said your mother birthed 20, right? By your father.
21, 21,
21 by your father.
21,
Um,
lucky 21.
and 17 is still, oh, your parents still alive.
No, father passed away. My mother passed away 4 years ago at the age of 85. So, um,
Okay.
uh,
God bless her. God bless
made,
her.
she made that transition.
What occupations did your parents have?
Let me say this. My mother was an entrepreneur. Do you know My mother was pregnant with the 14th child, and the sheriff came knocking at the door and gave my mother and father 72 hours to vacate, living in a 2-bedroom home. My mom and dad went to church that night, prayed to God, and back in them days, the church members would put you in a circle,
A
and
circle.
they'll lay hands on you and asking God
Yeah.
for a miracle. And a miracle happened because within 24 hours, they were giving a home by a stranger, an 18-bedroom home for $1. Now, keep in mind, my mother and father did not get paid until Friday, so they did not have a dollar. So the man went into his wallet and gave my mother that dollar to pay for that 18-bedroom.
Wow.
When you read my mother's book, Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter, you is going to learn the trials and tribulation that my mom experienced in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and also what she experienced in the city of Racine, Wisconsin, because her book is a story of perseverance. Her book is a story of never giving up. So that house that was given to us, like I say, it was a blessing. So miracle after miracle after miracle. And when you see miracle after miracle, it will increase your faith.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Your mother was a strong woman. Wow, that's encouraging. First of all, the birth 21 children. There's women out there, who can't even handle 2 or 3, and you're talking 21,
Yes,
and,
yes.
and doing what she did to take care of them along with your father. That's a blessing in itself. And
Well, let me also say this. That's what made her started the first homeless shelter in the state of Wisconsin. Like I said, she had that entrepreneur spirit, and she started that homeless shelter in 1970, Love and Charity homeless shelter. So, you know, it's about giving, it's about helping.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she had helped countless people for 45 years until she decided to close the shelter because she couldn't do it anymore.
Uh, how did that how did your mother founding the homeless shelter influence your upbringing and perspective community support?
I tell you what, it really did influence me because I'm an advocate of going out in the community, being very positive, um, letting men and women know that it's never too late. So I'm always out there when I'm out of town. I always stop at the Boys and Girls Club, brothers and sisters, at risk youth organizations because I want to stop by, hear my story, and keep it moving. I just want to give hope. I just want to encourage people. I want to inspire people. I want to inform people. I just want people to know that it's never too late. You're looking at a guy that was counted out. You're looking at a guy that went against the odds. You look at a guy that people have said that he was at risk to go to he was at risk to be a drug dealer. No, no, no. But they never said that he was going to become successful. They never said that he was going to become an author. They never said that he was going to become an entrepreneur. So when you read my mother's book, Love and Charity, the life story of Louise Hunter and the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter, you will see that I took some of her attributes, especially that entrepreneur spirit,
Yeah.
to do what I do today. And that's the reason why my story was profiled in Ebony magazine twice, because I made history in the Hunter gang.
Yeah. No, you made history. Not just a non you made history, because
Yeah, I did.
you don't see a lot of that, especially, I I'm just gonna say you don't see a lot of that in the Black community. So you did what others were not able to do. So yeah, you succeeded. You succeeded, not just for the Hunter family, for African American men, you succeeded where no one thought you could. What motivated you to pursue a degree in business despite facing those all those obstacles in your early life?
I think the motivation came by studying my father lineage and studying my mother lineage, because you have to understand that mom and dad grew up in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and Fayetteville, Mississippi. So um, some of their family members attended college but never completed college. So I took it upon myself to study the lineage and say, you know what? Since they kind of laid the foundation, I must go complete the foundation. And so I completed the foundation. I became the first in my family to graduate from college. Upper Iowa University, I graduated in 2012. I have a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. So this degree um, signifies that you can come from the bottom and you can go to the top. And so I give this degree to my mom, my dad, our siblings, people in the inner city, people that need hope, people that's struggling. This degree is for you because I'm part of the inner city, but I did not let my environment affect who I am today. And so I just want to continue to encourage people. You know, I have this degree right here from Upper Iowa University. So, like I said, it represents the people in the inner city to give them hope. People at the Boys and Girls Club, people at Big Brothers and Sisters, people that uh, were labeled not smart, not intelligent, will not go to college. That's what I was told.
Or
And look what I-
difficult. Or difficult.
or difficult. But look what I have in my hands, and no one can take that away. This degree is for those people because it will motivate them, it will inspire them, it will inform them, it will give them hope that if Lamar Hunter can do it and come from the inner city, been beaten down mentally, physically, spiritually, you know what? You can do it as well.
What were you? How? What were your? How did your mother react to you graduating, getting your degree?
My mother was
Or your,
was
let me say your
pleased
parents. Yes.
with it. They were pleased. My siblings were pleased. People in the community were happy because they knew the Hunter family's struggles, and so they really gave me a lot of praise and a lot of, thank you. You did it. You accomplished,
Yeah.
something that was great, and so I'm gonna continue to fight for people that looks like me and people that needs a story like mine to really kickstart their careers.
Mm. Well, let's talk about your book a little bit. Can you tell us more? Like your book is called "No Love, No Charity." This is the success of the 19th child, right?
Yes, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. What's the? I kind of know. I kind of figure what would be the inspiration, but just let's tell my audience a little bit about that.
Well, let me dive into No Love, No Charity, the success of the 19th child. So it is an extraordinary book. It chronicles my life um, when I was a child, growing up, uh, dealing with the death of my brother Thomas. Years later, dealing with the death of my brother, my relationship with my mom, my relationship with my dad, my relationship with my siblings, and also making a transition from um, grammar school to middle school, high school, and also college, and just trying to find myself as a human being and trying to discover who is Paul Lamar Hunter, and then having children. And it was very difficult growing up in a family of 20 siblings because my father and mother, I tell people all the time, they were not perfect, but they were the perfect couple that
Right.
God had put together. And I
Mhm.
let people know that my mother could not give what she didn't have. My father could not give what he did not have. And so I try to tell people that, you know, parents are not perfect. There's some attributes that all parents are missing in their lives, but they can um those attributes, those positive attributes into their lives. And and don't blame your parents for your failures or your mistakes. And so,
Yeah.
I love my mother, I love my father because they gave me life and they gave me an opportunity to be on your show and to learn from them and be a positive role model. But my book, I must say, it talks about my education as well, my struggles academically. Um, I was told that I would never attend college, but look at me today. I was told that I will never become a businessman, but look at me today. I was told that I've had a speech impediment, but look at me today because all I did was practice, 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 and worked hard, hard, hard. So, um, and it also deals with me being the first out of 20 siblings to graduate from college, and that's a milestone right there.
Yeah.
And also deals with me going out in the community and being a basketball coach, football coach, and and teaching my kids the fundamentals of academics and teaching my kids the fundamentals of basketball and football and soccer and hockey. And so it's a great book. It's so remarkable that my mother book and my book has been combined into a screenplay. And so 2 years ago, I signed a major deal with Tail Flick Pictures. So one day you'll be able to take your boyfriend or your husband or your kids or family members to go and watch the Hunter family story
Oh,
because it's
yes.
it's going to be amazing. So
Yeah.
Hollywood had called, and once they called, Paul Lamar Hunter had picked up the phone and said, "Yes, let's get it together."
Oh, wow. That's a blessing. That is such a blessing. And that's your story, your journey, your family's journey really needs to be told because it is inspiring to let people know that through no matter what your circumstances are, you can rise from whatever your circumstances are, and what you said about your parents, because no one is perfect. But how has your faith played a role in your journey to success and overcoming adversity?
I think my faith played a critical role. You have to understand it started with my mom and dad.
Mhm.
My mom and dad was devoted to going to church every Sunday
Mm.
and making sure that we were in Bible study on Thursday nights. And also on Wednesday, we had the Hunter family band. And so we used to sing, we used to play the bongo. Older siblings some of them used to play the guitar, the drums, and they were singers. It was just like the Jethro Five, but we were the Hunter, so the Hunter family band. And so we used to go to church and we used to perform on
Mm.
Sundays. And then after Sunday, we will go back home and the pastor or the assistant pastor, because those pastors, they like to eat. And they used to come over to the house and just
Mhm.
sit around and eat with us and pray with us and watch football with us and watch basketball with us. And so I just love it, and I miss those days because it really taught me about the power of faith and about the power of God and also about the power of prayer as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. What advice would you offer to individuals facing similar challenges in their lives to help them find the strength to pursue their dreams?
I think the best advice that I can give now is to have an attitude of positivity.
Mhm.
Surround yourself with positive men and women that will encourage you. Um, Make sure that you are in church. Make sure that you are reading and studying the Word of
Mhm.
God and going and just being in the presence of God and praying and whatever you are going to always remember. Because my mom used to say prayer changes things,
Yeah,
and I have seen out of my
yeah,
53 years that
yeah.
prayer really does changes things. But like I said, people really do. Um, Need to surround themselves with positive men and women because they are going to challenge you. They are going to lift you up before God because
Mhm.
you can pray, but you also need other people praying for you
You need
because
those prayer warriors. You need some friend
Just-
warriors. Yes,
I said,
definitely.
that's going to help you. That's going to help.
Mhm.
That's going to help you take your game to the next level in life.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely important. I always say you have to be it's better to be around you like-minded people that have the same goals and the same aspirations as you do. And sometimes you may want to be with someone who's just a little bit more ahead of you, so that you can learn and grow from them. Um, but definitely, I definitely agree. You got to be around those positive people because you be around those negative Nellies, and then next thing you know, you getting all those spirits on you, and it's not good. So, um, how has sharing your story on platforms like Ebony Magazine and television shows impacted your mission to inspire others through your experiences?
I think sharing my story on podcasts and different newspaper publication, magazine publication, it helped me sell the movie deal because, um, I have to say this. This was in 2018, and I saw, uh, I was at the gym working out. A commercial came on, and they was promoting Vivica A. Fox show and her new talk show in 2018. So I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out. I did some research, and I said, oh, no, the executive producer of this show is Dr. Phil. So I put in a call to the show. And so I got Michael, then I got Terry, and we were next minute. I know we were all on a conference call, and they had told me, hey, we need you to email us all the newspaper publications and 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 platforms you were profiled on. And I'm sitting there, I already had prepared. It was just in the draft, in the body of the email. And so they gave me their email address, and I started over there while I'm talking to them, and they could not believe it, how organized I was from the first articles all the way down to the last article. And they were shocked, and they made a decision that day to bring me on the show. And so some of my sillies were on the Face the Truth with Vivica A. Fox, and it was a remarkable time. And so it helped me get the movie deal. I really believe it really did help me get the movie deal. What it did was it just paved the way. It really did pave the way. All of those newspaper publication, magazine publication, podcasts, and local and national talk shows, it just paved the way because now they see footage of me. They see articles of the Hunter family, and they was like, stop taken aback because one woman birthed 21
Yeah.
by one man, that right there was a lot of sex. Mom and dad was born. And so it seemed like my mom didn't have time to heal because after 6 weeks, my dad was back at it again. No sleep. And when I talk to women, when they find out that I come from a family, 20 brothers and sisters, and it, like they go, you man, I wish I could meet you.
That is love. That's love. He loved the one. He loved your
Love.
that's what it was. He
Yeah.
loved your one.
They both, yep, and they both loved on each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
I
what it is.
I couldn't see myself having all those kids, but they were meant to be together in order for them to have all of those kids and love on each other. So it's just remarkable. That's why I tell people, in life, it's not how you start, it's how you
It's
finish.
how you finish. That's right. Are you and your siblings close?
Yes, we are close. My older sister is 72. My baby sister is 51 years old. And so we all communicate. We all talk to each other. It's just remarkable because now we all in our 50s and 60s and 70s. And we at a different stage in our lives.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a different chapter now.
yeah.
And so, the kids are adults now. We got grandchildren, you understand? So we at a different stage, and I never thought that I would live to be in my 50s. But hey, I'm here and
Oh,
I'm young.
wait. Okay. All right. So I got, why would you think that? Why?
Because statistically, when I was growing up, and they said that African American males, when I was growing up, will not live to see the age of 24. And I remember reading that article in Time magazine, and that's the reason why. Yeah, because crime and drugs was coming out, and so especially that crack coke really hit the Black community. So I was able to stay away from the drugs and the alcohol and the negative people. And that's the reason why I'm here. And some of my friends that I went to grammar school, middle school, and high school, they are no longer with us.
And that probably had a lot to do with your parents and the fact that they kept you in church. Let's face it, you're in church all the time. You don't have a lot of time to get into a lot of other things, you know. I grew up in the 70s and we're roughly around the same age. I think I'm a little older, but
Okay.
I remember that community also. And I grew up in New York and Brooklyn. And I don't see it a lot anymore, but it was where we lived, it was just everyone knew everyone.
Yes.
And when you
Yes.
got into trouble, it's like, okay, I know your mother. I'm gonna talk to your parents. Or oh, I see what you're doing. You're gonna have a problem. It was more it took a village to raise it took a village to raise your child. And that's the era I came from. I don't see a lot of that now. How about you?
No.
Do you see that?
No. I'm gonna tell you like I tell other people. Those times are not coming back anymore. Uh, I was talking about leadership and integrity, and I was telling a couple of people that that's not coming back as well. So you look at our world now, it's like the devil has total control of the world. And so integrity will not return. Leadership is at an all-time low. Um, and it's being exposed in 2024 because now people are coming out and saying some things. I wish we can return back to the basics, the
Yeah.
fundamentals,
Yeah.
the way God expected us to raise a family, the union, the marriage, the relationship with God. So we don't have leadership anymore. It's at an all-time low, and I don't think leadership is coming back. I'll say it again, and I don't think integrity is coming back because of what we are seeing today in our church, in our political world, and in this whole system. There's a system of defeating the people.
Yeah. 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 Um, what's next for Paul? I know you got this movie deal. What's next for Paul Lamar Hunter and the
I
Hunter
think
family?
I think what's next for me it is I'm 53 years old, so I just want to enjoy my life. I want to go out and continue to do some speaking engagements, do some book signing, write more books. I got a book coming out next year in February, Why Women Stay in Bad Relationships. I also have another book coming out that I'm pregnant and child support is the father. And so I just want to continue to write more books and then exit out of the United States and go over to Kampala, Uganda and live out my life.
Really?
Yeah, I
Long
do. I no
time.
longer want to, I no longer want to uh, be in America anymore. I just want to exit this country and leave.
Is
You
it
know, I,
is it because of the politics and is it and why would you and why pick there? Just curious.
well, I just been doing my research and
Mhm.
I want to go somewhere where I can really assist people, especially with their infrastructure, with their education. and just build. I'm a type of person that you can put me at the bottom and I'm going to work my way to the top. And I think that going back home, to me, it is my home. Mhm. And I just want to be around people that looks like me, that represents me, and I represents them. Um, it's just time to go. Sometimes, you can be at somebody else's home for a long time, and it's just you overstayed, and I
Overstay your
overstayed.
welcome.
Yeah, and now it's time for me to exit
Yeah.
out of the United States there and to go to another country and live out my life.
Okay. Okay. Last question. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that I'm here because I should not be here.
Hmm.
I was involved in a house fire in 1976 where my brother and I was trapped, and the fireman got me out, got my brother out. But a couple of days later, my brother died. I'm grateful because I was in a car accident with my son a couple of years back. The truck flipped over 3 times. My son went out the window and I landed out the truck. I landed and I had a separated shoulder. I couldn't find my son. My son was over in the corner and by a tree. He had 67 stitches. I am grateful because I know it was God hands upon my life, my son's life, my kids' life, my mother's, my mother, my father, my sibling. I am grateful to be here on your show. I am grateful to be alive because God had God has purpose for
Yeah.
me. And so if I would have took another turn, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be on your show. I wouldn't have the opportunity to be in newspaper publications. I wouldn't have the opportunity to write books, do speaking engagements. So I am grateful and I'm humble to be in the presence of God and also to be in your presence because you gave me an opportunity to be on your show. And I am humble and I am grateful.
Wow. God bless you. But you said something, and I truly believe. I always stand on the scripture Jeremiah 29:11. For he knows the plans that he has for you, plans to prosper and not fail, right? And you said something that I wanted to address, and you said, I'm so glad that I could have gone the other way and things would have been differently. But I always believe that if God has has a purpose for you, and he has a purpose for all of us. But when God puts his hand on you and he knows the plans, he knows the outcome, no matter what you the way you go, he's gonna lead you back to where you need to be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So so your story needed to be told. So even if you took 5 different routes to get here, he still would have got you here. You
Yep.
understand? And
Yes.
and I'm grateful because you are a success story. You are an inspiration. You are you are um motivation. You are inspiring little black boys that look like you to say, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. You know, if he can be a success story at everything he's going through, and kids these days they have so much. They have a lot more than what we had. um, and to overcome everything you overcame, to be at the point in your life where your family now, you've written a book. Your mom Your mom was amazing. I'm going to tell you that right now. She was an incredible woman. Um, just for the fact of having 21 children, she was incredible. And to raise them and on top of that, found a homeless shelter, write a book, and then you turn around and so the Hunter family is a story that people need to hear and see. And I can't wait for this to come out because I'm going to be there with my family. You definitely, because it's an amazing, your journey, your family's journey is an amazing story. And God bless you. God bless your parents. God bless your siblings, and God bless you because you're an amazing person. And and no, it is because you don't see a lot of that happening with the circumstances you went through, you know. So thank you so much for taking the time to be on my podcast, sharing your story. And you have any final thoughts, anything you want to say before we end?
Yes. The most important thing that I want to say to people that might be struggling physically, spiritually, academically, never give up. Always keep pushing. Always believe in yourself. If a guy like me came from a woman that birthed 21 children, went against the odds and made it, you can make it too.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul Lamar Hunter. And where can they get your book?
They can get my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. That book is available at barnesandnoble.com and also amazon.com. And you can also go out and purchase my mother's book, Love in Charity, The Life Story of Louise Hunter. It is also available on Amazon website, Barnes and Noble website. These two books are hot commodities, so please go out and purchase them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to get in touch with you, you're on Instagram. Let's give them your Instagram handle. And
Instagram is Paul Lamar Hunter. Facebook, Paul Lamar Hunter. Twitter, Paul Lamar Hunter. And also you can visit my website, paullamarhunter.com. paullamarhunter.com.
Ooh, thank you so much, Mr. Paul Lamar Hunter. And I appreciate you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. You're welcome.
Until next time, remember to embrace the journey, build lasting connections, and step boldly into all that life has in store for you. I'm your host, Sheila Dunbar. Blessings to you.